Hi guys, and welcome to round 2 of Konmari, where I'm going to be working the life-changing magic of tidying up again. So today's video we're going to talk about kind of my plan, my strategy for round 2 of Konmari, and some of the things I'm going to be doing that are the same and different from the last go around. So if you're just joining us and you missed round 1, I'll go ahead and leave a link up here to the very first video so you can follow along, and I'll also put a link in the description box to the playlist of all the Konmari round 1 videos for you to see and get caught up. So the very first thing that I did in preparation for going through Konmari again was to reread Marie Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, which I had to get back from my sister-in-law who borrowed it. And that was really great to kind of just refresh me on all of Marie's processes and thoughts and how she wants you to go along through this process. Now, one of the things that is often commented about Marie's book is that she says that you'll only need to do this process once and that none of her clients have ever rebounded. And going through the process the first time, I really strongly felt that I would personally need to go through it again for a couple of reasons. One, I don't have Marie here to prompt me to get rid of things. She mentions a couple times in her books about how she would just kind of, pause during the process and ask her clients, does that really spark joy? And have them kind of rethink about it when she could tell they were keeping something for a reason of the joy. And obviously I don't have her here because she's in Japan. And the other reason is because I knew that I was going to be downsizing at some point in time, and that point in time is we have a date for moving, we know the apartment we're going to be moving to. We went and saw a model of that apartment, and so I really feel like I'm ready to kind of go through and do this process again and really get our possessions down to a manageable size to be relocating into our smaller space. So we're going to be moving from about 1,300 square foot 3-bedroom condo with a 1-car garage into a 1,000 square foot 2-bedroom apartment with no garage. So that is kind of how we're going to be downsizing. Now that I've actually had a chance to go and see in person what our new apartment is going to look like, excuse me, it has really helped me see what areas that I really need to work on pruning this go around. So the first time that I went through the process, I went through in the exact order that Marie recommends in her book. First you do clothes, and then books, and then papers, then kimono or miscellaneous, which is pretty much everything else in the house except for sentimental items, and then you do photographs and sentimental items at the very end. So I have decided to not do this order the second go around for a couple of reasons. The first has to do with the reason that Marie suggests you go in this order in the first place, which is you're supposed to start with the items that you are less emotionally attached to and kind of work your way up to the harder items and kind of build your decision-making skills. So I've already been through the process. I really feel like I have a lot better decision-making skills, and I don't really necessarily need to stick through the order the second time around, even though I would recommend, if it's your first go-around, to go ahead and do it in the order that Marie suggests. Second of all, I feel like some of the categories I did a really good job of last time and I probably won't need to go through again. For example, going through some of the household supplies like medications and those things. I did a super good clean out last go around, and I really feel like we haven't added a lot in that category lately. And another reason is, just like the first time around, I just started a project 333 in my wardrobe, which means most of my clothes are packed up and I'm not going to take them out to do the Konmari process right at the beginning. That'll be something that I do towards the end when I'm closer to having my project 333 for the summer finished with. So that begs the question, where am I going to start if I'm not starting with clothes? So I've decided to kind of start with some of the areas that I know really need to get decluttered. Either they didn't get decluttered last go around, or I didn't really do a good job of decluttering last go around, and also the areas that I know we're going to really be downsizing when we move. So some things we're going to start with is linens. I actually already went through the linens with my husband and got rid of quite a bit, which is great because that's one of the things that we didn't really get to go through. I mentioned this in my Konmari organizational video. And also board games. That's one of the categories that my husband was just kind of like, they all spark joy, which isn't really true, but it's okay. He really loves his board games, so we just kind of skipped that category. So it was really awesome because this go around we did do it, and I actually went through the Konmari method with my husband and had him take out all the games and hold them and ask if they sparked joy, and it was great. We were able to get through a ton of our board games and downsize to the ones that we really enjoy, and we've decided to let go of some that we don't enjoy as much. Other areas that I'm definitely going to go through is costumes. That's an area that I didn't really hit last go around because there's a lot of emotional attachment there. I was still trying to figure out how my costuming was going to be different here in Florida versus what I did in Ohio, so I definitely need to go through with that. One of the areas that we're going to be losing a lot of space when we move is in closets. I'm downgrading from a walk-in closet to the master to a regular closet. We're losing a nice big coat closet. We're losing the spare closet in the guest bedroom. That's the only thing in the room we really use. So I'm definitely aware of the fact that we're not going to have a lot of closet space, so I'm definitely going to be going through that with a more critical eye. And then the kitchen is going to be another big area. Right now we have a quite large kitchen. A lot of the pantry space is empty or very sparsely populated, which is great, but we're really going to be losing a ton of counter space. We're probably going to have a third to a quarter of the pantry space that we have right now, the cabinets. So that's going to be really hard. So that's going to be another area we're going to really concentrate on how many of each type of object we really need and in the kitchen. So that is that. If you have any questions about going through Konmari again or starting your own Konmari, or if there's a category you're really curious to see me go through the second time around, let me know in the comments section below so that I can get back with you in the next video. Till then, bye!